What's good, peeps? Welcome to Makeup Tales Saturday because Friday is obviously over. Hope your weekend started off pretty good. Mine, it wasn't bad. It's just been a weird week. Period. I'm good. It's just been strange. You don't care about that, anyways. Today's story, I don't even know what the story is about. I just know that it's called Southern Fright. So we're just gonna get straight into it. Get into it, yeah. I just don't know if I want to use this brush for the color I want to use. We're gonna try it and then just go from there. Alright, wait, let me... Oh, wow, that is super pigmented. Oh my god. That is dark. Goddamn. Okay. Anyways, again, this is Southern Fright. When I was 16 years old, babysitting was an additional source of income, and I was lucky enough to have many families in my area that needed a babysitter. This is kind of how it was for me too, except it wasn't neighbors' kids, it's my nieces and nephews. But yeah. I think most people should start off with babysitting, if they're comfortable with it, of course, and if they're good with kids. Anyways, a lady that babysat... Yeah, I thought I read that wrong. Sorry. A lady that babysat for... I feel like I'm reading this wrong. One more time. A lady that babysat for quite often asked me one day if I would mind caring for her sister's baby. She had mentioned that her sister had a hard time keeping a babysitter. Honestly, that would make me raise my brow a bit, because why the fuck can you, like, why can your daughter not keep a babysitter? That's a little concerning. Okay, honestly, I still could have used that other green because the one I have on my eye is a lot darker than I expected. But, I mean, we're still gonna try to make it work and move on with the story. Okay, so we left off on... she mentioned that her sister had a hard time keeping a babysitter, which again would automatically raise my eyebrow. Well, of course, I thought it was due to the child. Didn't mind at all. I quickly accepted the job, meaning more income for myself, and she was a super nice lady. However, her husband was, well, a real jerk. Uh-oh. It's always the fucking husband, man. Well, no, usually it's the wives too, but sometimes you get the husbands. At least in some stories I read. He didn't want to be bothered with the baby at all, and he was always in a mood. For the most part, he was away a lot. How... I don't understand parents that, like, have a kid just to not be bothered with the baby at all. I'm like, this baby is also your responsibility as well, not just the mom's. That really irritates the fuck out of me. The hell just fell. Yeah, that irritates the hell out of me. Anyways. My first day, she made a point to tell me that the house was quirky, making a lot of strange noises and whatnot. She told me to call her if I had any problems. I mean, okay, as far as strange noises go in your house, that usually comes from when the house, like, settles and stuff like that. But I mean, every house does that, so... As far as, like, strange noises go, but, you know, obviously in this case, it's gonna be something different, so, yeah. Let me finish this eye off, and then we're going to proceed, okay? Okay. Alright. That the house was quirky, making a lot of strange... of noises and whatnot. There's a little bit of grammatical errors in this, so... But... gonna try not to be bothered by them. She told me to call her if I had any problems. I thought it was strange, Hold up. I thought it was strange, but dismissed it as just being because she was nervous to leave her baby with a new sitter. Makes sense. I mean, it takes some getting used to, you know. Oh yeah, this is a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I'm actually kind of glad I mixed these two greens. That other one was a little too dark. Hell yeah, this is coming out fabulous. My first week was really uneventful. A few weird noises, but I just dismissed them. One distinctive thing One distinctive thing that I remember about the house was that it was always dark. Even on the brightest day, it was always really dark. Why? I mean, unless if you have like, oh wait, hold on. Excuse me. Because I'm thinking, in order for their house to be in order for their house to be like really dark, I'm thinking they have to have like the blackout curtains where like no light is like able to come into your house or room, house like at all. But this is what? Even on the brightest day, it was always really dark. During the day, you still had to have the lights on, even with the curtains open. Yeah, that's a little sketch. I'm not gonna lie. I look kind of ghostly using this phone because my other one is dying. So we're gonna proceed with the story. Before I before I do that though, let me find that one brush. Where? Never mind. Okay. Let me move this out the way. This is gonna get cleaned up later, so it's not gonna make that much of a difference. All right. Okay. The baby, who was only 6 months old, had a cute rainbow nightlight. It was an older one that you manually had to use some force to click on and off. What the fuck? Oh shit. Bro, be so for real. Oh my god. I went to go dip my brush in white and for some reason, bro, oh my word. Need to use a different brush because clearly that one, no. It did not work. At all. Okay, there we go. I went to go dip the other brush I had into the white and a black streak just like went across and I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, once it lightened up some in the morning, I would go and turn off the nightlight. Well, one morning, morning came and I turned off the nightlight. I went to the living room to catch up on some homework. And as soon as I got settled in, hold on. I don't know why I didn't put on my scarf. To not freaking. I mean, that looks good, but this needs to be a little bit more defined. As soon as I got settled in, the baby started screaming. Uh-oh. I rushed into his room. He was hysterical and the nightlight was on. Didn't you say she turned it off? Oh shit. I know for a fact I turned it off. It wasn't a mistake or something. I thought I did. I don't know if I like read that in the right tense, but I'm pretty sure I did. I feel like I should probably add like an actual shade of white first and then add the glitter or the shimmer, but I played it in my mind over and over again. I know that I turned that light off. See, what do we see? What is a common theme that we see with these stories? We always try to rationalize every time something is like completely off. Finally, she and her husband moved out of the house that fall, making their stay only 10 months. I was the only babysitter who managed to be permanent during their time. I never discussed the events that happened there. Honestly, no matter how bad I would want to discuss the events that happened there, I probably still wouldn't say anything. Because, I mean, if you do, the people are probably going to be like, yeah, you're a loony. You are. You're a loony. Later, I did some research on the area. It's incredibly rural, and as southern, there's like a couple of grammatical errors, like I mentioned earlier, and that was one of them. It's as southern as you can get. That's what it was supposed to say. It also has a rich history in Indian tribes. While looking up the house, I discovered that during its construction, evidence of a full Indian burial site had been discovered. Alright, and that was Southern Fright. I'll show you the look. There, it looks silver, but it's white. I didn't know. That scared the fuck out of me. And I also thought it was kind of loud. There we go. That scared the absolute fuck out of me. I couldn't figure out how I was gonna layer the colors, but we figured it out. Anyways, Southern Fright. Let's discuss the story. Okay, first of all, a lady that babysat quite often. No. The lady that asked the person that's telling this story said that her sister couldn't keep a babysitter. Hearing that, like I've mentioned twice, would automatically raise my eyebrows. Like, that would just make me be like, why is that? And I know it kind of seems like it's a bit judgy because, I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons why most people can't keep a babysitter, but it's just like, I mean, in this case, I mean, you obviously saw how the story played out, so, but for me, like, if I heard that, I'll just be like, what you mean your sister can't keep a babysitter? That's a little strange. Depending on the reason, if your reasoning is valid, fine. But if it's something like this or something on the strange side or like on the sketchy side, absolutely not. Okay, husband was a real jerk. I already told you how I felt about that. It's just like, why bother even having a kid if you don't even want to be bothered with the baby? That makes no sense. The fact that she didn't tell, okay, I can understand why she didn't say anything about the nightlight, because, you know, she probably would have been like, or the lady would have been like, you're crazy, you're not allowed to watch my son anymore, or something like that. So that I can understand. But I would become even more skeptical each time she would ask, like, hey, you know, is everything okay? And the lady's just not talking about her son, like, because she did say that there's a few quirks, or that the house is quirky and stuff like that. By quirky, she basically means she has a fucking poltergeist or whatever the hell in her house. I'll be like, what? And then she experiences more stuff after the whole nightlight incident. That would automatically, I would quit right then and there. That would be my last straw, low key. And you know, and to top it off, she didn't tell the baby's mom about this either. So from the first incident with the nightlight all the way up to the last incident, where she's in the kitchen, I think she said, making oatmeal for the baby, and she felt something like tug on her shirt like really hard, and it didn't choke her, but it felt like really tight around her neck. That would just make me quit. I would be like, look, man, this is too weird. Be like, yeah, your house, there's some crazy shit going on in here. Absolutely not. I'm out. You can find somebody else. I can see why your sister is not able to keep a babysitter. That, because this is too much. Absolutely not. And then lastly, the Indian burial site. I feel like, okay, I'm not saying or like calling her a liar, but I feel like usually with most haunted places or places that people claim to be haunted, it's usually always like, oh my god, like this area or this field of land used to be like an ancient Indian burial site, and I'm like I don't know, I feel kind of iffy on that. Again, I'm not calling her a liar, but it's like, I mean, I feel like everybody uses this as like a reason to validate or like as a reason why a certain place or area is haunted. And I don't know. I don't know. All right, you guys, and that was again Southern Fright. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have not already, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night.